If you ever have to beg for love, you're not loved. If you have to plead for attention, you're not seen. And if you must demand respect, you're not respected. Today, I am here to tell you you are not born to beg. You are born to command your life with dignity, power, and unwavering strength. Of course, here's a 300-word explanation expanding on Know Your Worth, without mentioning the previous subheading. Knowing your worth is the foundation of living a powerful, fulfilling life. It means understanding that your value doesn't decrease based on someone's inability to see your beauty, intelligence, or strength. Your worth is not tied to how much someone loves you, how many people admire you, or how often others recognize your efforts. It is inherent, untouchable, and unwavering. When you truly know your worth, you stop chasing people, opportunities, and situations that don't align with your value. You stop tolerating half-effort love, inconsistent respect, and conditional attention. You realize that you deserve loyalty, kindness, honesty, and consistency without having to beg for it. Too often, we accept less because we are scared of being alone or fear we might not find better. But when you know who you are, you understand that solitude is far better than settling. You trust that what you bring to the table is priceless, and if someone cannot see that, it is their loss, not yours. Knowing your worth is also about setting boundaries without apology. It's about saying no when something doesn't serve you, even if it means disappointing others. It's choosing yourself first, not from arrogance, but from self-respect. It's understanding that being valued starts with how you value yourself. This confidence doesn't come from external achievements or praise. It comes from doing the inner work, facing your fears, healing old wounds, building resilience, and learning to love yourself exactly as you are. It's about affirming every single day that you are enough. At the core, knowing your worth transforms how you walk into a room, how you speak, how you love, and how you let others treat you. It is the silent force that commands love, attention, and respect without you ever having to ask. Emotional independence is the quiet strength that transforms your entire life. It is the ability to find peace, happiness, and fulfillment within yourself, rather than depending on others to supply it. When you are emotionally independent, you no longer live at the mercy of other people's approval, affection, or attention. You become the master of your own emotions, rather than a prisoner of external circumstances. This kind of strength doesn't mean you don't love, trust, or connect deeply with others. It simply means that your inner world remains steady, even when the outer world is unpredictable. You can share your life with others without making them responsible for your happiness. Your joy becomes an internal resource, not something borrowed from someone else's presence or validation. People often believe that needing someone is the same as loving them. But true love grows from two whole individuals coming together, not two broken halves seeking completion. Emotional independence ensures that your relationships are built on choice, not desperation. You stay because you want to, not because you are incapable of being alone. Developing this strength requires self-awareness, emotional intelligence, and resilience. It means learning to comfort yourself during hard times, to celebrate your own victories, and to face your fears without leaning on someone else to rescue you. It's recognizing that loneliness and solitude are not the same, and that being alone can be a source of incredible personal growth. When you cultivate emotional independence, you reclaim your power. No breakup, disappointment, or rejection can break you. You learn to move through the highs and lows of life with grace. You become unshakable, not because life is easy, but because you know that no matter what happens, you will always have yourself, and that is more than enough. Loving yourself first is not an act of arrogance or selfishness. It is the foundation of every healthy relationship and every meaningful success. It means treating yourself with the same kindness, patience, and understanding that you so easily offer to others. It's about recognizing that you are deserving of the same love you often try to earn from the outside world. When you prioritize self-love, you begin to fill the spaces within you that you once thought someone else had to complete. You stop seeking constant approval, attention, or validation because you already know you are enough. You no longer accept mistreatment, manipulation, or indifference because you understand your inherent value and will not allow anyone to diminish it. Loving yourself first also means accepting all parts of you, the strengths and the flaws, the triumphs and the mistakes. It's about embracing your humanity without harsh judgment. You realize that perfection is an illusion and that your worth is not tied to being flawless, but to being real. It's easy to think that pouring all your love into someone else will make them stay or appreciate you more. But the truth is, when you neglect yourself in the process, you lose the most important relationship you will ever have, the one with yourself. You must be your first priority, not because others don't matter, but because you cannot give what you don't have. Choosing to love yourself first is a daily practice. It shows up in the boundaries you set, the way you speak to yourself, the way you care for your mind, body, and soul. And when you build that deep, unshakable love from within, you naturally attract the kind of love and respect from others that mirrors what you have already found inside. Setting clear boundaries is an act of self-respect and self-protection. It is about knowing where you end and where someone else begins. Boundaries are not about building walls to shut people out. They are about creating healthy spaces where respect, love, and understanding can thrive. They teach others how to treat you and remind you that your needs, feelings, and time are just as important as anyone else's. When you set clear boundaries, you communicate your limits without guilt or apology. You say no when something doesn't feel right, and yes only when it aligns with your values and well-being. It's not about being confrontational, it's about being honest with yourself and others. It's choosing authenticity over people, pleasing and self-care over exhaustion. People who respect you will appreciate and honor your boundaries. Those who don't were never meant to stay in your life in the first place. Setting limits may feel uncomfortable at first, especially if you are used to sacrificing your needs for others. But the more you practice, the stronger and more confident you become. Clear boundaries also protect your emotional energy. They allow you to prioritize your goals, mental health, and happiness without being pulled into unnecessary drama, guilt trips, or toxic cycles. They empower you to walk away from disrespect and mistreatment without second-guessing your decision. Most importantly, boundaries teach you to honor yourself. They are a reflection of how deeply you love and respect who you are. By setting clear boundaries, you create an environment where you can flourish personally, professionally, and emotionally. You step into your power not by fighting for your space, but by claiming it unapologetically. And in doing so, you send a powerful message: I am worthy, and I will not accept anything less. Respect is the baseline of every meaningful relationship, whether it's personal, professional, or social. It is not something you should have to request, chase, or earn by proving your worth. It should be given freely and consistently, simply because you exist and carry yourself with dignity. When respect is missing, no amount of love, attention, or shared history can make up for it. Accepting anything less than genuine respect is the fastest way to lose your sense of self. It teaches others that you are willing to compromise your value just to keep the peace or stay connected. But when you treat respect as non-negotiable, you send a clear message: you will not tolerate being diminished, ignored, belittled, or taken for granted under any circumstances. Respect shows up in actions, not just words. It's seen in how people speak to you, how they listen, how they show up when you need them, and how they honor your boundaries. Empty apologies and hollow promises mean nothing without consistent, respectful behavior. True respect is steady, visible, and unwavering, even when disagreements arise. Carrying yourself with self-respect is just as important. It means you don't lower your standards for temporary validation. You don't shrink to make others comfortable or stay silent when your values are being compromised. You walk away from anything and anyone that makes you question your worth. Living with the mindset that respect is non-negotiable demands strength, courage, and clarity. It might mean you lose people who were never meant for you, but it also creates space for relationships and opportunities that honor your highest self. Remember, the way you allow people to treat you sets the tone for your entire life. Demand respect not with anger, but with unwavering, unshakable self. Worth living with purpose means aligning your actions with your deeper values, dreams, and passions, rather than adjusting them to please others. When you focus on your purpose, you stop seeking constant approval and validation because you realize your life is not a performance for someone else's applause. Your energy shifts from trying to be accepted to trying to make an authentic impact, and that changes everything. Approval is fleeting. One day people praise you, the next day they might criticize you for the very same thing. Chasing their approval traps you in a cycle of insecurity, where your sense of worth is dependent on opinions that are often shallow, inconsistent, and beyond your control. But living with purpose roots you in something much deeper, something that doesn't waver with external noise. Purpose gives you direction even when the path is hard. It fuels you when support is absent. It reminds you why you started when doubt creeps in. When you are driven by purpose, rejection doesn't destroy you because you understand that your mission is bigger than momentary setbacks. You don't bend your goals just to fit into other people's expectations. You create, lead, build, and serve because it's true to who you are. Focusing on purpose also helps you attract the right people, those who believe in your vision, not just those who temporarily approve of it. You stop living for likes, validation, or permission. Instead, you live for impact, fulfillment, and self-respect. The world will always have opinions, but when you wake up every morning with a clear sense of why you do what you do, you become unstoppable. Approval might be comforting, but purpose is what will carry you through the storms and into your greatness.